So what is postmodernism? I mean, this is a tough one to define because by definition, postmodernists like their theory to be vague, ambiguous, broad. The whole notion of postmodernism is to escape modernism. It's a reaction to that we can know the world through facts or observation. Indeed, the postmodernists would say that reality is ultimately inaccessible by observation, by fact, by human understanding. The reality of postmodernism is that reality is what we make of it. Ultimately, there is a cultural or an individual experiential base in all of life, meaning, purpose, everything. Yes, there's an atheistic component to postmodernism, but not a hard atheism in the sense that God is unprovable, but more that God is unbelievable. He's not there adding anything of value to my life. Ethics, indeed, would be relativistic, culturally, experientially, personally, because ethics, morality, life is what we make of it, what we experience. It's outside of some social construct that says these are the facts that are across the board with all of humanity. No, they're individual to time and place and culture and experience. Postmodernism would ultimately say that law has been used by those in power throughout the world to keep the masses at bay. This notion of law as an enforcement mechanism. Whereas postmodernists would view the law as more in the critical legal studies area, where we need to look at social justice and fairness, and we need to start using the law to bring people back into minorities, oppressed groups, people that have been put down throughout history. Let's use the law to bring them back to the forefront as far as fairness and social justice. Economics, probably more of an interventionist view of economics. Postmodernists aren't somehow socialists or capitalists. They're more of we need to intervene from time to time to keep the playing field fair for all. So when I look at postmodernism across things like theology, which is atheistic kind of at its core, and just that God isn't really needed. Ethics, relativistic, obviously. We look at areas, especially of psychology and sociology, where we're looking at a non-traditional view of the family, of the human, of the state, of the church. We talked about law, this critical legal studies area, social justice and fairness. Economics, more of an interventionist role in government to kind of bring everybody to an even playing field. And when you work through all these different areas of science and theology and psychology and sociology and law, ethics, history, we realize that postmodernism as a reaction to modernism or humanism has gotten so broad, so ambiguous, that there's nothing we can hang our hat on. It is truly everybody determines their own purpose, their own meaning, their own ethics, their own belief system. And who am I to say that any of those individual components of that worldview are in any way incorrect or wrong? If you've experienced them, if they mean something to you, if you've felt them personally, then they're true. That's postmodernism at its core.